The successful implementation of the AfCFTA will bring many benefits to our continent. First, it will increase the level of intra-African trade with the harmonization and coordination of trade within the continent. It is estimated that intra-African trade would increase by as much as $35 billion or by 52% per annum by 2022. Secondly, AfCFTA will also address the challenge of small fragmented markets in Africa by creating a single continental market which will lead to economies of scale. Thirdly, it will add value to Africa's abundant natural resources and promote economic diversification and industrialization. Fourthly, it will promote the development of regional value chains and facilitate cross-border investments in Africa. Fifth, it will open up market opportunities for African SMEs on preferential trade terms. Sixth, with a population of 1.2 billion estimated to increase to about 2.5 billion by 2050, Africa will become a very attractive destination for foreign direct investment because of its market size, with the potential of joint ventures and enhanced local content. Seventh, it will deepen the integration of Africa into global markets through supply chain arrangements and other commercial transactions. Eighth, Africa will improve its terms of trade with the rest of the world by adding value and earning higher values for its exports. Ninth, the AfCFTA will enhance benefits to consumers in Africa through lower prices of goods produced and imported from within the continent. And 10th, and last but not the least, it will significantly increase employment opportunities, particularly for the youth and other vulnerable groups. Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, whilst acknowledging these benefits to be gained from AfCFTA, it is worth noting that these benefits will not accrue automatically to member states. It will require each member state to develop a national program of action in order to harness the benefits of AfCFTA. Such programs must be mainstreamed into national development programs. In addition, the effective implementation of AfCFTA will require sustained political will and commitment from the highest level of executive authority in each country in respect of providing adequate budgetary resources to support the growth and development of priority sectors, as well as creating the appropriate incentive and regulatory framework to attract investments from the private sector, both domestic and foreign. At the national, regional, and continental levels, the need to develop modern trade-related infrastructure, including multimodal transport infrastructure to improve connectivity, cannot be overemphasized. There will also be the need to diversify our economies and produce more value-added products. The challenges posed by non-tariff barriers and technical barriers to trade, including but not limited to standards, customs clearance processes and procedures, and issues relating to rules of origin would all have to be addressed substantively. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm confident that together we can address these challenges. But in doing so, a lot will depend on the efficiency and effectiveness of the work that will be undertaken in this building that we are about to commission. In any event, we have come too far on this journey that there's no turning back. Our fate as a continent depends on the faith that we have in ourselves as Africans. Let us not be haunted by the fear or failure of embarking on this project, but rather be inspired by the challenge and the prospect of success in realizing our vision of a single united market for Africa. Long live African Union, long live the African Continental Free Trade Area. I thank you for your attention.
Et maintenant, mesdames et messieurs, je vous présente le président de la République du Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic of Ghana.
Eminent clergy, Chief Justice, the first President of the Fourth Republic, His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, Chairperson of the Council of State, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Secretary General of the Secretariat of the African Continental Free Trade Area, Chief of Staff at the Office of the President and officials of the Presidency, Senior Minister, Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Minister for Trade and Industry, Ministers and Deputy Ministers of State, Members of Parliament, Dean and members of the Diplomatic Corps, traditional rulers, fellow Ghanaians and fellow Africans, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome all who are coming from beyond our shores to our picturesque, vibrant capital city of Accra, particularly the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Musa Faki Mohammed. We are honored, sir, by your presence amongst us. I extend a hearty welcome, a word of welcome to you and all others, and I hope you're all enjoying your stay, the pandemic notwithstanding, amongst the people famed for their hospitality. When the African Union, AU, convened an extraordinary summit in Kigali, the capital of the Republic of Rwanda, on 21st March 2018, to adopt and sign the legal instruments for the establishment of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA. There were many who did not believe African countries were ready to meet the required minimum threshold of 22 member state ratifications needed for the AfCFTA to come into effect. On 30th May 2019, a year later, after the minimum threshold was met, with Ghana and Kenya being the first to deposit on the same day their instruments of ratification with the AU Commission, the operational phase of the AfCFTA was launched as the agreement had become effective. A little over a month after this seminal event, we gathered in Niamey, capital of the Republic of Niger, on 7th July 2019, at the 12th extraordinary session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the AU, where Ghana was selected by her peers to play host to the Secretariat of the African Continental Free Trade Area. Indeed, for a country generally acknowledged as the pioneer of modern Pan-Africanism, under the dynamic leadership of our first president, Kwame Nkrumah, a country whose people made great sacrifices to spearhead the struggle for the liberation of the African continent from colonialism, imperialism, and the racist system of apartheid. This is the first time in our 63 years of nationhood and in the 57 years of the founding of the Organization of African Unity, OAU, the precursor to the AU, that we have the responsibility and privilege of hosting an important Pan-African institution. So today is an auspicious day for Ghana, and on behalf of the Ghanaian people and their government, I express our deep appreciation once again to the Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the AU for its decision. I thank also my fellow Ghanaians, the first president of Ghana's Fourth Republic, His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, the second president of the Fourth Republic, His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor, former First Lady, Her Excellency Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, the Minister for Trade and Industry, Alan Kyerematen, who brilliantly led Ghana's efforts, and other officials of government for the diverse roles they played in helping to promote Ghana's successful bid. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in Niamey, I assure that Ghana, as caretaker of the Secretariat, would put all the requisite facilities at its disposal so that it could run as a world-class organization. Indeed, as part of the hosting agreement, Ghana was requested by the Assembly to work with the AU Commission to ensure an expeditious and efficient process of establishing a permanent secretariat for the AfCFTA in Accra. Ghana has fully discharged obligations and commitments agreed with the AU Commission, and we are today handing over a fully furnished and befitting office space in a secured and easily accessible location within the business center of Accra as the permanent secretariat of the AfCFTA. We have provided also an appropriate furnished residential accommodation as the official residence of the Secretary General of the AfCFTA. I have no doubt that the coming into being of the African Continental Free Trade Area is one of the most important decisions taken by the AU. When you consider the fact that trade between African countries remains low, currently standing at some 16% of our combined GDP, compared to other parts of the world, like the European Union's 75%, it is obvious that these very low levels of intra-regional trade constitute one of the defining characteristics of our continuing poverty. They hinder our prospects of bringing prosperity to our peoples. A large part of the growth and prosperity that we seek on the continent will come from us trading more amongst ourselves. We in Ghana believe that an increase in trade is the surest way to deepen regional integration in Africa. It will mean a rapid increase in the exchange of agricultural, industrial, financial, scientific, and technological products, which would significantly enhance our economic fortunes as a continent create prosperity, and provide opportunities for employment for the broad masses of Africans, particularly the youth. The economic integration of Africa will lay a strong foundation for an Africa beyond aid. It is for this reason that I have continued in the footsteps of my predecessors in fighting for the cause of African unity. An effective implementation of the AfCFTA will dispel the notion that the AU is not capable of executing its own decisions. Africa's new sense of urgency and aspiration of true self-reliance will be amply demonstrated by today's ceremony. In this regard, I appeal to all member states who are yet to ratify the AfCFTA agreement to take advantage of the postponement of the date for start of trading and to do so by December 2020, to enable us to trade fully amongst ourselves so we can harness the benefits of the AfCFTA together. The pandemic has heightened the importance of the success of the AfCFTA. The disruption of global supply chains has reinforced the necessity for closer integration amongst us so that we can boost our mutual self-sufficiency, strengthen our economies, and reduce our dependence on external sources. We are now the world's largest free trade area since the formation of the World Trade Organization, and we must make it count. Covering a market of 1.2 billion people with a combined GDP of some $3 trillion United States dollars across the 54 member states of the AU that have signed up to the agreement, it will provide the vehicle for us to trade among ourselves in a more modern and sophisticated manner. It will offer a huge opportunity to exploit the abundant wealth and resources of our great continent for the benefit of all our people, and it will give us protection in how to deal with other trading blocs. So I urge member states to put in an extra effort to conclude all outstanding implementation issues for their adoption by the AU Assembly in the next extraordinary summit scheduled for December 2020 to pave way for the smooth commencement of trading from 1st January 2021. As we welcome the newly elected first Secretary General of the Secretariat, Mr. Wankele Kebetwe Meni, and his family to Ghana, I know that he's fully aware of the enormous task ahead of him and his colleagues who will be managing the Secretariat. Secretary General, a heartfelt akwaba to you and your family. Ghanaians have always had a sense of special solidarity with South Africans, so I know you will be at home here. The AfCFTA Framework Agreement provides for a functionally autonomous, independent institution within the AU system. In upholding this and other provisions of the agreement, the Secretary General must work towards building a strong, efficient, and effective Secretariat with the capacity to implement the various trade rules in line with the text of the agreement to help build credibility and reduce trade policy uncertainty in the continent. The world is watching to see whether the Secretariat will indeed provide the springboard for Africa's economic integration and rapid growth. And I'm confident that under your tenure, it will. Mr. Secretary General, be rest assured of the firm support of the government of Ghana for your work and activities. Before I conclude, let me commend highly the President of the Republic of Niger, His Excellency Mahamadou Issoufou, current chair of ECOWAS, for the stellar work he has done in championing the African Continental Free Trade Initiative. No one has done more to ensure the coming into force of the AfCFTA than President Issoufou, and our posterity will reward his name accordingly. To His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, Chairperson of the AU Commission, Deputy Chairperson, Ambassador Kwesi Kwortey, the Commissioners, and the entire staff of the AU Commission, I say well done for your hard work in supporting the processes leading to this historic day. I end by congratulating and saluting my good friend, His Excellency Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa and current chair of the Authority of the Assembly of the AU, for the benign, progressive guidance and supervision he has offered to make today possible. Accordingly, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, I have the greatest pleasure formally to commission and hand over the office of the AfCFTA Secretariat to the African Union Commission. May God... May God bless Mother Africa and us all and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And now may I kindly request that you remain on stage, Mr. President, and may I ask that you be joined by the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Musa Faki, for the official commissioning and handing over of the AfCFTA Secretariat. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President will hand over, first of all, a scroll to His Excellency Musa Faki. A round of applause for the first handing over. And now, ladies and gentlemen, and now in the possession of His Excellency Musa Faki, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, is the key to the AfCFTA Secretariat, the symbolic key, if I may put it that way. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now allow His Excellency Musa Faki, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, to share a few words.
His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Issoufou Mamadou, President of the Republic of Niger, His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa and Chairperson of the African Union, His Excellency Jerry Rawlings, former President of Ghana, Excellencies, Member of the Diplomatic Corps, His Excellency Wamekele Mene, AfCFTA Secretary General, Honorable Ministers, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to be here to witness the handover of the headquarters of the AfCFTA Secretariat by the Republic of Ghana to the African Union. I wish to thank President Nana Akufo-Addo for the warm welcome and gracious hospitality accorded to me during my visit. In the same token, I wish to salute his steadfast leadership in making the strong and legitimate case for the Secretariat to be hosted here in Ghana. This included contributing financial resources to ensure this important symbol of our union is ready today. Thank you, Your Excellency. I also wish to pay special tribute to President Issoufou Mahamadou of Niger and champion of the flagship AfCFTA project. His strong and sustained advocacy oversaw the fastest ratification and entry in force of an AU instrument, second only to that of the AU Constitutive Act. Merci, Monsieur le Président. We are also here today thanks to the unfailing support and leadership of President Cyril Ramaphosa, our chair, who has made the operationalization of AfCFTA a priority during his tenure. Indeed, today marks a historic milestone in the road to fulfill the vision of our founding father for continental integration that dates back to the inaugural session of the OAU in 1963, articulated more strongly by then President Kwame Nkrumah in his landmark speech. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we stand here today despite a global COVID-19 pandemic that has caused major disruptions to global trade and the movement of goods and people. It is fitting that the Secretariat will have its home here in Accra. Ghana is a historical trading center for gold, cocoa and timbers and other valuable goods, and remains an important center of commerce on the continent and beyond. Accra is also and has always been a guardian of our collective Pan-African memory, not only as a home of thought, but also as a port of safety and freedom for fellow Africans fleeing persecution and for people of African descent seeking refuge or simply coming back home. Madam Mene, you're coming from the United States, you're an African American, welcome back home. While the operationalization of the Secretariat was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the same pandemic has also magnified the urgent need for speed to accelerate economic integration on the continent. This crisis, with its negative impact on trade and the multilateral system, is also an opportunity to rethink our value chains and reduce our reliance on traditional supply routes. To ensure we can absorb the negative impacts of future pandemics, we must integrate our markets, accelerate industrial development, enhance competitiveness to ensure a prosperous, peaceful, and integrated future for our people. When COVID-19 hit, Africa took strong and early action, to the surprise of many. We opened essential corridors to facilitate the transport and delivery of urgently needed equipment and first responders to member states. We also set up a pooled procurement platform of medical supplies for member states. And Africa CDC, the AU Agency for Public Health Emergencies, is ably coordinating the continental response. Africa demonstrated her resilience and also a sense of cooperation and solidarity in the face of this common threat. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is this same spirit of unity that has brought us here today, to this physical manifestation of a key economic Pan-African agenda that will be led by Honorable Wamkele Mwene, whose vast experience, vision, and competence belies his relative youth. Congratulations, my brother. I am sure you will take care of this beautiful headquarters. I cannot finish without applauding the African trade ministers, including Minister Alan Keremat here today, whose strong contribution, I remember, together with Foreign Minister Shirley Boshwe, was critical not only to Ghana's victory to host the AfCFTA Secretariat, but also for the success of the entire process. I can also not forget the AU Commissioner of Trade, Albert Muchanga, who together with his team and their hard work brought us to this historic milestone. Let me now conclude with the words of Kwame Nkrumah, and I quote, "The task ahead is great indeed. Heavy is the responsibility, and yet it is a noble and glorious challenge. A challenge which calls for the courage to believe, the courage to dare, the courage to do, the courage to fight, the courage to achieve." I thank you for your attention.